watermelon, rub on me, Charlie. No. Y'all know about the motherfucking Gap Band. Don't judge me. This is your boy Savar Matner. It's Friday, the 13th. I ain't got no job. I ain't got shit to do but talk shit to you guys. Yeah. Hey, man, this is a 5-0 video for my 5-0 guys out there. Just want to give you guys an update because, you know, that time of the year, even though it's winter time, you know, you still always doing some car stuff, believe it or not. So, last two videos, I talked about blow-by with the 5-0 and the particular oil that you use depending on your application. And I went out my way to describe my experiences with my car and the myth about the recommendations of, you know, using the recommended oil for your vehicle and up to when you should use 550, in my opinion. Based on what I had in my car with this trip code from ESS on here, 550 was overkill for the pulley size I was using because I'm not always in boost, and that is a different type of viscosity, a different type of weight of oil. So it was causing some tolerances and some other stuff to have an issue. The car was pretty much suffocating itself. It really didn't like that oil based on this boost pressure. The car was just working harder. And I was getting a little bit more blow-by with that type of oil because I have the UPR ventilated dual catch can system on the building. Well, I decided to clean the can yesterday, and I didn't record it because I didn't think that was my problem. And I was wondering why I was seeing oil coming from the filter, even though I only had the catch can on, because I used to run the closed catch cans dual from JLT. I took them off and opted for the ventilated one because I am going to be dropping down and making more boost eventually. So, with all that being said, I had that catch can on, still is on, and I was getting, you know, a little bit of oil coming from the filter. And of course, you're gonna see vapors. That's what, if you're seeing vapors coming out the can and it's not a lot, then, come on truck, then that's normal. When you're seeing a lot of vapor coming through your filter, you might have a ring problem, an oil ring problem on your piston. It might be too much oil getting by, even that idle. You should see some type of vapor burn off though. That's normal. That's gasoline oil being burnt off in the chambers and coming through the hoses and coming through the filter. So fast forward, I take the filter apart. It's easy to take apart, guys. Clip release clamps, take it off. I had hell open up the filter because it was sealed shut, so I had to kind of use a little bit of pliers and kind of grip it and turn it, get it off. And I inspected all the oil rings, everything that UPR takes to inspect. Well, I found my issue. There's a baffle system in that catch can. It's like a wire mesh. And in the bottom, there's a filtration, like a shower head like thing, right? Like a drain pipe. And what that allows is for air to go out, the pressurized air to go out and vent to atmosphere through the filter. That piece, like the shower head, like the drain piece, was like loose, like it was broken or whatever. And you know, at first I thought maybe it came that way. Some people say, you know, it's a malfunctioning part. You might want to take it back to UPR. But what I did, just to kind of just see the wire mush, I pushed it down and that thing, you know, finally, like it clicked into place, actually, put it that way. And what was going on, reason why I was getting so much blow by when I would come out of boost is the oil that it was collected in the can itself, and I had like that much oil in there after running this car about 6,000-7,000 miles. That's not bad, so I'm not burning that much oil. I'm rarely in boost, guys. I'm running centrifugal, so a lot of my pressurized air, unless I more than half throttle this fucking thing, it's going to atmosphere. So I'm rarely in boost, which is why you don't need 550. 550 is for those guys that's constantly pumping air into their cylinder heads. Air creates more heat. You need more protection the more heat you have. Therefore, you run thick oil. If you're not running that higher boost, you don't need thick oil. I'm trying to help you guys out here, tell you from experience. So I'm running a 530 mixture. So what was going on is though that little piece, when boost was set in, right, and become pressurized air, the little shower head or the drain tube, whatever you want to call it, filtration tube, was loose. So all of that oil that was in the bottom of the can was actually being able to get past that filtration and get up and come out the filter. So yesterday I put that theory to test. I fixed everything back up, cleaned everything up real good, put it back together, put it on the car. Third gear, I made about 6 pounds of boost, you know, just testing it out, and pulled over, checked it, no oil. Then I did a second gear pull, because the lower the gear, right, you know, first and second, you're gonna torque real quick. and you're not gonna see maximum boost, but you know, that's when I would normally see it, when I was getting a lot of that blow by. It really wasn't in third and fourth gear. And then I took it on the back stretch, a third and fourth shift at high RPM. Fourth gear, I made about 8 pounds of boost on the 120, which is normal. I didn't really redline. I took to about 7,200, 7,300, see about 8 pounds. And no blow by. So I'm gonna keep an eye on it to make sure that was the problem. So for me, that's a good thing, because I was worried about, okay, maybe I got an issue going on with one of my cylinders, maybe a compression ring is fucked up, which I doubt, because I don't have a idling issue. The car's not running funny. It's running real strong, so I ain't think it was that. But your oil rings can get warped, depending on, for a while I was running a closed catch can system, but I wasn't making that much boost. Matter of fact, making less boost than what the Roush superchargers make on these particular Gen 3s when you get them from factory. They make about 10, 11, 12 pounds of boost, and they don't have an issue. So for me, I don't think that was the case. I checked my oil. I wasn't burning that much oil. After 5,000 miles, I just had an oil change. I'm almost up to 5,000 miles. The dipstick, maybe a half a quart low. That's not bad. So I'm not burning oil, so it's not an oil ring problem. What it was, the little filter wasn't sitting all the way down, and it was oil getting by. So I'm gonna keep an eye on, let you guys know. I did change my clutch assist spring from the stock back to the SR Performance. It's like it's rated like a 15-pound clutch spring. I've been had it, I took it off. Because I thought it was giving me problems with the RXT, but come to find out when I had that clutch on before I went to the Spec SS clutch, it was the transmission with the Synchro based on the horrible install from Amco. Now I went back to the SR Performance spring, and with this clutch, and with the bar short throw transmounted, shifting like butter. Second gear is almost fully broken in. I took the car up yesterday, speaking of that. First gear took to about 6,000 shift. It kind of hung up a little bit because that second gear is still a little thick. So that's why I didn't want to record those pulls yesterday. Second, I took up to about 6 to third. It kind of stuck a little bit. And so when I redid it, 5,000, first to second, shifting pretty good. And then second to third, about 5,500, shifting pretty good. So about 4 weeks ago, actually about a month ago, 4 weeks ago. Oh, see, that's on me. Came off clutch too quick. I almost like myself, I got clutch quick. The car didn't want to shift past 4,000 a second. So it's slowly getting broken into. Once I can go to about first gear to 6,500 and hit second, and it let me hook, no problem. And then second, third, about 6,500, let me hook, no problem. Then I give you guys those pulls. But the car is running real good besides that. No issues. Besides what I just did back there, I came off the clutch a little bit too quick. But the car's running great. Now, I know you guys know the mods on this car. For those of you that can watch the video for the first time, I'm running the ESS G2 head unit on the 120mm with the G3 intercooler, right? I have the VMP booster pump with Vortex booster pump. I got FIC 1000, I'm gonna be running E85 in the future. NGK Spark Plus gap 6510 gap dan 0 with 0.028. What else? It's tuned by Lund. I'm running a barge short throw shifter. Okay, transmounted. Second transmission due to the first one was already trashed. I beat that up at the track. Second one was a horrible install. So Ford took care of this one. I got 355s in the rear because this is a performance back car, but premium package car. I have the BBK long tube headers with the high flow cats X-pipe stock axle back, active exhaust in the car. I got some cosmetic stuff, did some Drake cosmetic stuff, the wing, the little lights in the front is from Drake Composites. I also have the Ford Performance hood struts. I changed, that's on me. I thought Coca Plus out of the gym. I changed, I lost my train. Oh, the comb that fucking ESS sent you for the blower. I went with a K&N filter right off the breather itself, off the blower itself. I'll show you the actual picture of that. What else is in this goddamn car? It's lower about an inch on the SNR Performance springs. I have SNR Performance brakes and rotors with the slotted and drilled. Got 19-inch rims. I'm running the Extreme Contact Continental tire on the car, super sticky tire. And I think that's about it. Besides some tint, some other stuff, that's really about it. The car is making right now on this pulley. I had it dyno, but I didn't post the numbers. That's on me. The guy didn't have enough ink to print out the damn sheet. So it's going to be going back before I do what I'm about to do. I'm about to tell you what I'm about to do. It made right at, with everything, like I said, I don't have free flowing exhaust. I have cats, so that costs a restriction. I made right at 630 horsepower and right at 515 foot-pounds of torque on 93. No boost stain, none of that goddamn shit. And the reason why that is because, once again, I'm running cats in the car. Cats cause restrictions, and if I take the cats off, it'll probably free up between, I say, about 25 to 40 horsepower, which is quite common. The reason why I didn't go to G3 unit is because I'm not trying to make big power. This blower is capable of making 700 to 750, okay? And right now, it's making what it needs to make on the 120. I know the 120 on G3 because it blows more air at the same PSI, the same pulley. More air is available, more combustion, more power you're gonna make. It makes roughly about 660-ish because it makes about 35 to 40 more horsepower up top. All the way up to about 6,000, 7,000. The G2 and G3 is identical. The G3 shines up top. I make roughly per pound of boost between, depending on octane, between 23 and 27 pounds horsepower per pound of boost. The G3 makes about 25 to 28, maybe up 30 more horsepower per pound of 30, horsepower per pound boost. So that averages about 3 to 5 more horsepower across the board. So that adds up on the top end. So that's why when you see the G2s, with the cats on the car, and they go to a dyno, they make 680. They see a G3, you see a G2 go up there, and G2 might make about 630, 640. Octane, if they're running octane boost, that's about right. You take the cats off, the G3 will make, without cats, without their restriction, about 30, 40 more. So it makes about 730, 740. We see that average, right? Take off the cats on the G2 and the 120, it makes about 680, 690, which is about right. So, all that being said, all that mumbo jam, the G2 is capable of running the 115. Even on Gen 3s, I've been seeing some chatter about ESS is getting ready to release a G2 kit with the 115 millimeter pulley and the G3 with the 115 for the Gen 3s. Even though the compression is 12 to 1, these cars safely can handle up to 12 pounds of boost. The G2 and the G3 makes about 9 to 10, maybe 11. You rev it all the way up to 8,000, which I don't really recommend you do. And then if you put the 115 on, it'll make about 10 to about 13 pounds, give or take, if you rev it all the way out, right? At 7,200, these cars with this pulley makes about 8 pounds of boost. So I got about 2 more pounds to play with if I rev it all the way out. So you can slap on one more pulley, and it'll make about 9 at 7,200. If you rev it on up, it may make 11, 12 pounds of boost, which is safe for these cars on 93 octane. Okay, so I know with that pulley on here, I'm gonna keep the cats on just to have a dyno comparison, and then I'm going to have the cats taken off, put straight pipes on, because we do emissions out here, so I'm gonna have to put them back on for the emission test. And now I'm gonna run it again, and hopefully I should make close to about 670, 680. Then splash octane boost in here, try to touch 700, maybe 690. And then once I put the Ford Innovation fuel system in this car, I can keep that pulley on there, run E85, and that should give me well over the 700 mark. I should make about 730, 740 if I had to peg it, which is right where I want to be. Like I said, I'm not trying to make big power, and that's well within the blower's capability without trying to stress it out. If I was going to make 800 safely, then yeah, the G3. But I don't rev this car out right now. I'm sitting at about 1,800 RPM in 5th gear. It rarely see boost. I don't beat on my car, so there's no need for all that power. This is mainly be a highway, street warrior, road racing type car. If you catch me and I'm on the freeway somewhere and you just want to have a little fun, that's what this car is for. It's not for me to take to a track and beat up. It's my daily driver, so I'm not going to try to put the half shafts on. Originally I was, but man, I'm not going to drag race a car. There's too much money involved, and I'll be fucking wasting money. This is going to be mainly be a take to a car show, show the car off, ride around town, have fun, longevity type car. Will I put some supporting moss in the car, like the stop the hop kit, stuff like that? Absolutely. I might even upgrade the drive shaft to a one-piece drive shaft. But as far as it going to the track to be ran down track constantly, it's not going to be for that. I am going to change the axle back out. But most of these miles are going to come after the holidays. But I just want to give you guys an update on the car. I know some of you guys watch this channel, particularly to see the Mustang. It's running good. I have a car in front of me right now, so I'm not going to be able to do a pull. But I just want to tell you guys exactly what's been going on with the car. I love it. If you're going to do boost and you're trying to do budgeting wise, save some money, go with the ESS kit. Pro Charger packs, they're all good, but ESS, I hooked it up, and I'm not even nowhere near on the level of master mechanic. I did it all. I took my time, did 4 hours on Saturday, 4 hours on Sunday. Lund tuned it that Monday. Alex tuned it from Lund, by the way, and it was ready to go. No problem. 3 revisions in, boom. Now, I gotta pay my revision window fee now because I'm gonna start pulling down, and I want to get some data log in. I gotta send to Lund. But other than that, man, the car is running good. I think when I also pull it down, I might readjust the gap in my spark plugs. So I might be going down to a tighter gap, maybe 0.2726, because, you know, running E85, they want you to have a tighter little gap. So since I know I'm gonna be doing that in the future, I may go down just a step, 0.027, and see how that feels. Might lose a little bit power up top, gain a little torque down low or whatever, but at the end of the day, you know, you gotta do the car right if you're gonna be running some serious horsepower. And like I say, 700 to the tires may not seem like a lot. That's a lot, because to the crank, if I make 730, I'm making over 8 to the crank, close to 8, if not over 8 to the crank. So you gotta make sure you're doing shit right. As far as oil pump gears go, this is a stick shift. I know the money shot shift, but there's no need for oil pump gears. Almost to 75,000 miles in the car, so I do know time and change is gonna come at 100,000 miles. So maybe when I do the time and change and all that stuff, change the timing belts, all that shit, the time and chain. Then since, you know, the valve cover's gonna be off, the front engine's gonna be off, the pulleys, all that shit gonna be off, which I'm gonna do all that all at once. Then, you know, it might be time to change them. Then because of the mileage on the car, I'm gonna put stock ones back in here, most likely. If I go with a thicker brand, there are some recommendations out there. I'm gonna take my advice, my tuner's advice from Lund, and whatever they recommend, that's what I'm gonna get, and then put them in, and then high hope silver, you know, get another 100,000 miles out of the fucking car. This car is mainly gonna be for my daughter eventually. She loves it, she wants it, and so I'm probably gonna get me another Mustang in the future, and I'm probably gonna go the same route, but then I probably would do the G3 and make a little bit more horsepower than her. But she wants this, and so it will be hers in the future. I'm not gonna ever get her S650 because it stitches on you. I'm gonna be, I get a used fucking Gen 2, Gen 3 if it don't have that many miles on it. If it got too many miles, I'll try to get me an engine, go ahead and buy a brand new engine. Everything new that I need to get put in the motherfucking car, ride whole silver. Just ride on out. And that's like my dream. My daughter, well, my son, well, I don't know yet, but eventually he's gonna start to show the type of car he might be interested in. But this will be hers, so that's another reason why I'm not trying to go all out, make a 1,000 horsepower beast. So it's gonna be hers in the future. The next one I get is gonna be something nasty. I might even go twin turbo route, but honestly, if I do that, then I might have an intention to race down track, and I honestly don't. So another ESS kit would probably be on that car as well. And it'll probably be the G3 with the G4 intercooler. Same setup pretty much, and E85 it out. Try to get up to 800, and then ride out from there. Well, ain't no try, it will be up to 800. Ride out from there. But anyway, guys, that's the 5.0 update. Just want to give you guys an update. Car sounds so much better. You hear that clack, 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 clack from what Amco did the first time. It's trans-mounted. It's quiet. Sounds good. It is gripping like butter. Yeah, like I said, I got the Spec Super Twin SS Kevlar carbon composite clutch on here as well, with like the dual flywheels, lightweight flywheel. I do get a lot of clutch chatter, which I thought was a bearing, but that's clutch chatter I was hearing from the get-go. So now I thought I bearing, it was clutch chatter. So kind of surprised me, but I forgot those light flywheels cause a lot of chatter. When you're idling, you can hear chatter, but it's a light flywheel, so that's some things that you're gonna have to prepare for when you decide to modify your car. You get a lot of clutch chatter. Anyway, guys, hope y'all enjoyed. Popo sitting over here. I got some football content coming up. I'm probably gonna talk about that here later on this evening, if not Sunday. Talk about some football stuff, and I'm gonna talk about the United Methodist, what was that? The United Methodist Healthcare CEO guy getting shot, and the guy that did it. the crazy reason why he done it and give my opinion on that, as well as some Diddy Jay-Z shit. I'm gonna give my opinion on that. Cop sitting on, you gonna see him in a second. Sitting over in the field. So anyway, guys, it's me, boy, Savar, Matner. I'm out, everyone. Peace.